Welcome to Scott Cooks. Today I'm going to be making some baked tilapia, baked fish in the Ninja Foodi. I know I wanted to make fish, but I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to cook it in the Foodi tonight. So I rummaged around in the pantry a little bit, and I think I came up with something pretty cool. I think you're going to really like it. Stay tuned. Alright, here's what I've come up with. We've got two really big tilapia fish fillets. I've got a sleeve of rich crackers. We're not going to use them all. I've got some refrigerated unsalted sweet cream butter. And I was looking through my spices, and I had come up with some stuff, and then I remembered I had this one. This is from Africa. Well, I don't know if it's from Africa, but it's a South African rub. It's really good. I'll go over the ingredients here in a minute. What's in there? Because if you can't find this, you can actually make that with enough ingredients. You can dig up. Little lemon juice. That is going to be our coating for our fish. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I wanted to tell you what was in this thing. Hang on. Let me read the ingredients to you real fast so you'll know what I'm doing. Sea salt, white peppercorns, parsley, basil, ginger, green bell peppers, coriander leaves, dill, onion, garlic, coriander seeds, lemon rind, lemongrass, yellow mustard seeds, fennel seeds, nori flakes, and a little lemon oil for flavoring. And again, this is what we're doing. Something South African spice rub, and they call it West Coast fish. Who actually makes this stuff? Any idea? Looks like it's imported from Australia or New Zealand or something like that. Anyway, I've had it before. It's really, really good. Let's get going. To make this easy, I'm going to use this casserole dish, although normally I would use a bowl, but just so that you can get a good view down inside, I'm going to use this dish for you. And it is very important when I mentioned cold refrigerated butter. That is very important. So don't let your butter get to room temperature, guys, or this won't work very well. You ever heard somebody say we're going to cut in the butter? Well, that's what we're going to do. All right, crackers. I've got 2 fillets, so I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can use as many as you want. And we want to crunch these up. If I had a whole lot of these, I'd probably just put it in a Ziploc baggie and beat on it for a while. But since I only got a few, do it that way. Does it look like enough to coat 2 fish? I'm going to throw 2 more crackers in. Better to have a little left over than not enough. I believe that'll do it. Alright, I'm going to stop right there. And we're going to preheat the Foodi. Alright, I will be using the rack tonight. Cooking directly on the rack. We will be using bake roast. And just so my coating doesn't stick, I'm going to hit the rack with a little Pam. Don't need much. Quick spray. And for preheat, all I'm going to do is just put it on bake roast. That's what I'm going to be cooking on. So just let it preheat. Time, doesn't matter. We'll fix the time up here in a minute. By the way, we're going to cook the fish for about 11 minutes to 14 minutes, something like that. Depends on the thickness of your fillet. So we're just going to let that preheat while we finish the coating. Let's go. Okay, y'all. We need about a tablespoon of cold butter. So I've got a pat of butter here, just so I can show you what I'm doing. I'm just going to quarter that. And make sure your hands are very clean for this next step. And this is the recommended way to do this. You're going to need your hands. And this is, anybody who's ever baked or made a pie crust or something, this is how you're going to get that butter to combine. And the heat from your hands is going to help a little bit. You see, I'm just sort of, see what I'm doing there? You get the idea. Anyway, you want to keep doing this until all that butter is mixed in with all this cracker crumbs. I'm going to go ahead and use both hands to speed up the process. Okay, looks a little bit different now, doesn't it? Quicker hand rinse, be right back. For this next part, you're going to kind of need to know the strength or weaknesses of your own spices. Depending on what you're using, is how much you're going to use. I'm going to start off with a teaspoon because I do know this is kind of strong. I'm going to sprinkle in a teaspoon, and I think a teaspoon is probably going to do it for 2 fish. That looks quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and get the lemon juice out. Same thing, I'm going to start with just a teaspoon. And I think that's all I'm going to need. And we got this butter still out because we're going to use a little more butter here in a minute. Again, with the hand. Mix it up. Oh, this smells so good. You know, this could have just been salt and pepper. You know, could throw some chili powder in there or something. Okay, it's time to do your fish. I rinsed these with some water a little while ago, so they're just a little bit wet. So you just want to take it, rub it, just press it down. Okay, just gonna have to work it a little bit. You know, it's not gonna be coated like a shake and bake coating, y'all. This is not what that is, not what we're doing here. As the butter melts away from the seasoning, this is gonna work out really great. I'm just gonna throw the other one right in here with it. And I think you can see what we're doing now. So most of the coating, of course, is going to be on top. That's why I left some on the bottom. I pressed it down, but the majority is here on the top. All right, that is looking good. Now, if you want, step, of course, is not mandatory. You can take a little more cracker. Just sort of coat it up with the dry. Of course, the dry is going to stick a little better and spread out a little more. There you go. Okay, remember I said we're going to use a little bit more butter? We're going to take about a half of a tablespoon. Sorry, I didn't cut that very well. I meant to cut that, but I still got 2 equal pieces. And we're not going to use that quite yet, because if I put it on top of the fish, I'll probably drop it. So let's go ahead and get the fish on the rack. And for that, I'm going to stop the Foodi, and I'll meet you over there. All right, let's get that fish on the rack. Nice and careful. Don't lose any of that goodness. I'm using bake roast. I'm not going to need to flip this fish over. We're going to take a little bit of this butter, put it right on top. Just let it melt away. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Let's cook it. Okay, I went ahead and stopped it, if you recall, right before I put the fish in. That way I could just reset my time and everything. So, bake roast again. 375 is fine. Remember, this is like a mini convection oven almost with the fan running and everything. 375 is great, but if we do want to cut this time down, to 11 minutes. I think 11 minutes is going to do it. I'm going to go to 12, but I'm going to stop it at 11 to check it. That way, if I need a little more, I don't have to fool with resetting the time. So at 11 minutes, we're going to open the lid, probe it, check it. You see we're cooking away here. Just wanted to let you know that fish, when we do probe it, needs to be about 145, and I am using the guide that came with my thermometer. So fish, cook until opaque, 145 right there. All right, y'all, we're gonna do a quick temperature check. You know I'm a big fan of cooking by temperature, not by time. You know, I set that to 12 minutes or whatever. Time doesn't matter much to me. It's what matters is right here. So let's just see where we're at. I'm sorry for the noise. The microwave was running. So let's just see where we are. I think you can see that. It's probably better the way I had it. There you go. I screwed it up. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so looks like we're slowing down. 107. Yep, gonna top off just a little at 1/7. So yeah, we still got about 4 minutes to go. That should work out pretty good. Trying to add this into most of my videos. Don't forget, go sanitize this now before you go stick it in your food again, because that was raw fish. So I don't want to put my raw fish in my cooked fish. All right, we're at the 10-minute mark. Got 1 minute or 2 minutes left on the timer on the Foodi. Doing another quick check here. We are coming up real nice. I've inserted the probe into a different place. Nice thick piece of fish there. Looks like we're going to top off at about a little over 147. So we are almost there. Those last 2 minutes should do it. Fresh out of the Foodi, literally just pulled that rack out 2 seconds ago. Just wanted to show you that before I plated it up. Beautiful. This just came out perfect, y'all. Let's get it on the plate. We're getting hungry around here. Well, there you go, y'all. Tilapia fish fillet, baked in the Ninja Foodi with rich crackers, some African seasoning, and good old-fashioned real cream butter. Well, that is picture perfect. White, flaky, juicy, and ready to eat. We'll be serving this tonight with some fresh frozen green peas and mashed sweet potatoes and carrots with a little cinnamon sprinkled on top. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been looking for some creative things to do with fish for a while in the Foodi. And I do like tilapia. Mild fish, really good flavored. Cooks up pretty easy, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. And that is pretty cool right there. Can't go wrong with rich crackers. Make sure you check the description. There's some links in there, Patreon, and other stuff. Some ingredients, maybe some instructions, although that one was pretty straightforward. I want to thank all my sponsors, all my patrons, and especially all my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Go ahead and click the like button for me too. Leave me some comments. Whatever you want to say is cool. I'll answer you if I can. I try to read them all. And I'm going to go eat this, and you guys, well, we'll see you on the next one.